Hey, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, one of the first things I ever reviewed, this was like last November, was the Retrobit Sega Saturn wireless controller. I loved this thing. I especially loved the slate gray color being kind of like a throwback to Japanese Sega Saturns, and you know, Sega Saturn's one of my favorite consoles of all time. But I was very pumped about it. But what I wanted to know today is, does this thing hold up 9 months later? I've been using this controller for 9 months. And, you know, like, how do I still feel the same way? And, you know, spoiler alert, yeah, it's pretty good. But, you know, today, just for the sake of something for viewers who may not have seen my first review, I actually got the white Japanese color variant controller. So I'm going to unbox this for y'all so you can check it out. And I'm just going to give my views on using this controller 9 months later. Before I unbox this thing and show it off real quick, I did want to say that I bought both of these, so these were both my own purchases. I did not get any free review copies or anything, or review products. But I will say that I am working with Ryan over at Castlemania Games, where I bought both of these. And if you are interested in these controllers or any of the cool stuff he has on his website, you can actually use promo code Pippin to get save a little bit of money. I mean, Castlemania Games has a lot of stuff. Even if these controllers maybe aren't your jams, check them out, because they got some really neat products. And like I said, if you use the code Pippin, you'll save a little bit of cash. I mean, you know, if anything, it'll probably at least kind of break out to have free shipping. But anyway, let's go ahead and unbox this controller and check it out. So when I opened this last time, I was very pleasantly surprised. So I won't have the same level of like shock, because I already know what's in this box. But like I said, for you guys who maybe not have seen my first review of this thing, man, you're gonna love this. So first off, it comes with this slick case. I mean, I like to keep my original boxes because I'm kind of a kooky nut like that, but this case is awesome. Oh, I love that. But it's a nice, cool, kind of clear front case. You could really display it on your shelf. Nice to look at. You kind of push this little bit in, and it opens up. Oop. I didn't want to mess anything, but man, wow, this is very, very clean. I am glad I got this variant. I don't remember off the top of my head there being an extra layer of plastic. Maybe I should go watch my old video and see if this was on there. I don't remember, but just like before, I mean, really, really good feel. I am such a big fan of this controller. Like I said in my first initial review, it works really good with a bunch of games. I have done some cool stuff since recording that video. Like I said, it's been 9 months, so I've been using this controller, or rather the slate gray one, for 9 months now. And one thing I really wanted to kind of test out with it was just a couple weird random things. So one thing I did is I wanted to see how much range this thing had. And wow, so I actually left my game room, walked out of my house, and stood in my front yard, and I was still getting signal. But anyway, back to what all you get in here. You get both of these dongles, one of them being for the Sega Saturn itself, and the other one being a USB dongle, which is how you connect it to the Genesis Mini. You can use it on computer, you can use it on PS3 and on Switch. I did notice one thing. I will say this: it does work for the PlayStation 3. The home button does not take you home, which would be convenient, but that does work on the Switch. But one thing I noticed, my PS3 is that kind of model that looks like the George Foreman grill. It was a little annoying. You have a button here that is how you sync the controller to the dongle, and that button, because the George Foreman grill style PS3 that I have, the kind of weird one, it covers this kind of like that. So actually I had to slide up under with like a pencil and push it down just the first time to sync it. That was a weird thing. So depending on which model of PS3 you have, or really I guess maybe even which USB port, because I didn't even think about it till I'm saying this right now. I guess I could have put this in a USB port in the back, but using the front USB port is not very conducive. Anyway, the other things you get in here, you get your charging cable. Like I said, this thing does have a rechargeable battery, which is amazing, really nice. And you get a little thank you card from Retrobit. and you also get a basically the instructions how to hook it up to the different systems. But anyway, that's not what you care about. You care about seeing this thing run. I'm not going to play as many games as last time, because like I said, last time was me going through and kind of figuring out every single game it worked for, and it worked really well. This time is going to be more or less, I want to hook up both controllers, and I mean, there obviously shouldn't be any kind of interference, but I want to hook up both controllers and kind of just see them both interacting at the same time, see them both interacting together. Because on the whole, like I said, the too long didn't read version of this video is 9 months later. Do I like this controller still? Do I still use it? My slate gray one, the one that, because I just opened this one obviously for the first time. The slate gray one I have used as my primary Sega Saturn controller literally since that day. I have not picked up a regular one. The only other controllers I've used was obviously the 3D pad I would use for playing nights with friends, just because it's kind of built for that. And light guns. I mean, obviously this is not light gun. This is not. But without any more delay, let's go ahead and hook up both controllers, check it out with a game, and just kind of see how they interact together. So I will say this, it was very easy to plug both of these in. I put both receivers in, they both just turned on, everything was awesome. I didn't have to sync anything, they didn't get mixed up. This was in player 1, this is in player 2, and I mean, you can just see that they're very responsive. Here's me using the white controller as player 1. This is a weird fighting game I got from a Chinese thrift store once. I really have no idea what the heck it is. But as you can see, both controllers definitely responsive, work very well. I don't know how the heck to play this game. Looks like none of these characters are like the classic Ryu character. Oh, I guess they are. Look at that. Anyway, one thing I did want to note. So obviously playing 2-player is not a problem. But I was really curious, and so I reached out to Retrobit on Instagram, and I talked to them in some messages, and said, because I was asking, if there's any weird syncing issues you'd have to have using these controllers. But basically, they said no. You can play multiplayer easily, which is what I'm doing right now. But they said one more thing that I had no idea you could do. If you don't know, there is a Bomberman game for the Sega Saturn that can boast up to 12 players. And they said, of course you had to have the splitters. With all the splitters, they actually hooked up 12 of these guys and had 12 different controllers of the wireless Retrobit controllers going at the same time, and had 12-man Bomberman Hero going. So that's really cool. Once again, these controllers are definitely probably my favorite Saturn controllers, unless you have to use something that is specific to a game, like the light gun obviously, or Virtual On controller for the Virtual On thing, or the 3D pad like I mentioned earlier. But for your all-around wireless pick up and play a Sega Saturn controller, this is the best option. They're very relatively cheap. Like I said, I've got mine at Castlemania Games. I have a code there to actually save a little bit of money. I showed that earlier. It's code Pippin. But these are great controllers, really nice, really good product, and I highly, highly recommend them, even now, 9 months later. So like I said, I highly recommend these controllers. I mean, they're a really comfortable weight. They're a very reasonable price for all the stuff you get, the nice case and everything. And they are awesome for fighting games. If you love fighting games on your Saturn, you definitely have to try one of these out. I just can't say it enough. These things are such a reasonable price for what you're getting. I mean, I've paid way more for a controller, and I feel like I've gotten way less. But that's just my view. Hopefully, you guys got something good out of this video. And, thanks again for watching. And that's going to do it today, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I do all sorts of unboxing and reviews of all sorts of weird stuff. So, stay tuned for new videos every week. And, hey, as always, take it easy.